Idumeans would appoint the land of Israel into their possession. So now let's look right here. See Esau right here, right? What's that say right there?
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
So those are imposters that's in Israel. Christ called them the synagogue of Satan. So if we look at a lot of the things that they run in the world, like the media, they control the porn industry, all of your news, especially like the liberal media, they run all of that. So when Christ says they're the synagogue of Satan, he means that.
We got the keys to the kingdom. We got the keys to the keys to the.
According to the Bible, the Israelites will be scattered until the return of Christ. So now when we read this, read that Revelation. Yeah,
Revelation.
This is what this is talking about.
Chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
So Christ is letting you know that the Israelites will be in tribulation and poverty. Keep reading.
But thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
So that's talking about the people that's in Israel. So now I want to show you some stuff. I'm going to show you some history. So this is an original King James 1611 Bible, right? So now when we look, I want to show you this family tree right here. You see that right there? You see Esau right there? So now when you go down to the bottom, you see Herod, right? So he descends from Esau. So now let's get some history. Let me get this book right here. I want to show you this. I think it's over the modern. This right here, page 39. So I'm gonna show you the year of this book. So this is a reprint. This book was originally printed in 1818. So we got a lot of reprints up here because this is where you find the real history. All right. So we're gonna go to page 39. We're gonna read about Herod. Page 39. Read the title of the book.
So this is the history of the Jews from the destruction of Jerusalem to the present time, written in 1818.
Yeah, 39.
We're going to page 39, sir.
And right here, start with Herod.
It says, after Herod had destroyed the greatest part of his supposed enemies, he began to exhibit a marked contempt for the Jewish religion and laws. From the beginning of his reign to the final destruction of the temple, the high priest had no hereditary right.
Because the high priest was set up according to the ancestors. He did away with all of that. That's why when you read the Old and the New Testament, Christ was rebuking the scribes and the Pharisees because they were all set up by Herod. So they were all doing what Herod wanted done, not what they were supposed to do. So keep reading.
But were set up and removed at his pleasure, and that of his successors.
Watch this.
He also destroyed the authority of the Grand Sanhedrin and burnt the Jewish records,
So he burnt the Jewish records. Read.
that he might be thought originally an Israelite.
You see that? This is what Christ was talking about when you read Revelation 2 and 9. So now go to Ezekiel.
Yes, sir. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy
So this is a prophecy.
have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession.
So Christ is Ezekiel's letting you know that the Idumeans would appoint the land of Israel into their possession. So now let's look right here. See Esau right here, right? What's that say right there? Your Idumeans.
Yeah.
So then you go down here, you see Herod.
Right.
So now when we go back to Revelation 2 and 9, read Revelation 2 and 9 again.
Yes, sir. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
So those are imposters that's in Israel. Christ called them the synagogue of Satan. So now we know that they had the attack over there or whatever. But ever since then, they've been doing what? Killing kids and women and all of that evil stuff. They've gone way over what you would retaliation. Normal retaliation is, within measure. This is beyond measure. So if we look at a lot of the things that they run in the world, like the media, they control the porn industry, all of your news, especially like your liberal media, they run all of that. So when Christ says they're the synagogue of Satan, he means that. So now when we go to Luke, go to Luke 21 and read.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to read this. We're going to show you so now this is, you got to go?
Yeah, my wife's waiting for me down there.
Okay, all right. So they're going to read you the history now. This is where the African American Museum come into play in us. So
Luke chapter 21, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
So the destruction of Jerusalem is near. Read.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
So a lot of Israelites fled to Egypt. The mountains are in Egypt where they fled. Keep reading.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
Watch this.
But woe unto them, chapter 24. And they shall fall by the edge.
Keep reading.
Keep reading. So what woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
So when they surrounded Jerusalem, they starved them out. So a lot of the Israelites ended up eating their own babies and everything else. This was the prophecy. Keep reading.
For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
Watch this.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword,
They be defeated.
and shall be led away captive into all nations.
See that part right there? So the true Israelites will be led away captive to all nations. Watch this part.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles,
So letting you know that Jerusalem will be trodden down of the Gentiles,
until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
meaning the return of Christ. So the true Israelites will be scattered. So how would they be scattered? That's the question I got for you. One last question.
Well, it's going to be through all the fighting and bloodshed.
I'm gonna show you how they got scattered. Go to Deuteronomy 28. And I want 68.
68. Deuteronomy chapter 28,
Last
verse
scripture.
68.
So this is how they got scattered.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
Egypt is a Greek word that means bondage or slavery.
with ships.
They got scattered on ships. So God is letting the Israelites know, because they broke his commandments, the final and greatest curse put upon them is that they would be sold into slavery on ships. Keep reading.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We won't see our homeland, which is Jerusalem, again. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
We're going to be sold to the other nations. So wherever we landed, we got sold to the other nations.
My wife's going to shoot me because I lost the
Oh, okay. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, okay.
You got the information. You got the flyer.
Thanks, though, man.
Okay, no problem, brother.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong.